Forest, they did play well, but Porto, I think red card did play a crucial part, you know, in the result. You know what I mean? But eventually, Forest won. They're not in relegation zone, but they're not far off. Okay, they're not the bottom three. I think they are, you know, 15 in the league. It's 15, 16, yeah. So they've not been playing really well in this season, entirely well, for some reason because of their own issues, internal issues, either changing managers, frequent change of managers. That really play a significant part in Forest this season, especially changing managers. So and then so that changed the style of the way they play compared to last season. Forest is on Europa League this season because of the way they play last season. They did really really well last season, and then so yeah. But for some reason this season, but it hasn't been bad results yesterday. Yesterday was really really good results for Forest. So all the Forest fans, I'm sure they will be they will all be happy for the results. Not entirely the football they play yesterday was a great football to watch now. But football sometimes the most important thing is the results.
Why was it not attractive? Run me through.
Because the way they play, the style, they created fewer chances. So if you can tell the match can even speak for itself. 1-0, So compared to, like I was telling you, compared to Villa, who they won, both legs, 3-0 here, 3-0 back. So that was huge. So you can tell, and the way they play, they do dominate the whole game, and they score. So yeah. So Forest qualify now, man, and they're gonna meet up Villa at the next stage in semi-final. So we will see. It's football; anything can happen.
But why Villa's better than Forest if you have to do the analysis?
Friends, well, Villa, you can tell, man, this season, yeah, even their position on the league, they are up there, top 4. So what I mean. The way they play, the attacking, and and they have a good manager as well. And they've not been like Forest. They've been consistent since last season. Consistently, like they had really big games. They play against team like PSG last season. They only, in fact, were eliminated in those positions due to luck. But they did play well. They score. They proved to everyone that they are a good side. So it's a team. Villa, it's not an individual side. They play as a team. I've seen that.
So they are better at counter-attacking. They are better.
Oh yeah, they've got better attackers as well. Midfield wise, yeah. Defensive, they've got it all. Their goalkeepers are fantastic.
Nice. Now let's move on to Real Madrid game. So what did you saw?
Real, they came with a game plan because at the first leg, Real Madrid were they lost. At their own stadium, 2-1 against Bayern Munich. So that game, they came, either to win. That's the only way for them to make it through. To win, not only one, but at least to take the lead, at least two goal leads. But Bayern Munich, man, they are, at the minute, to be honest, they are one of the best team in the world. So yeah, Bayern Munich, for real, for me, they are one of the best. So the way they play, they also play as a team. They fight together. So they don't have those, superstars, but yeah, the team they put together, man. They have become unstoppable, man.
So how would you describe their attacking style different from Real Madrid?
Their attacking style, but they've got wingers, so they go through their wings. Either it's Olise on the right, and then on the left you've got Luis Diaz on the left, And also, so they've got one of the best strikers, man, as Harry Kane.
Yeah.
So, who, he scores in both legs, and he did have a really good game.
Well, what about Real Madrid? What's the difference?
Real Madrid played really well, especially the attacking, the attack really well. Because if you look at Real Madrid, some point they were leading as well, So Real Madrid had a good game. They should have even won. They fought really hard, They fought, but football is unpredictable game sometimes. So the coaches are there to make decisions. So so that's why if they make wrong decision, they've got to get the blame as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, the match against Real Madrid against Bayern Munich, the difference wasn't that much. It just came to pure tactical error, a little bit tactical error.
What was it?
Real Madrid manager, for example, made a substitution, where he brought in, a midfielder in the place with Ibrahim Diaz, which is another, attacking player. But maybe he trying to defend the game because of. But you don't need, in my own perspective, he doesn't need to defend that game because the game was absolutely fine. Real Madrid was pushing forward and they were, defending as a team. You know what I mean? So, in my perspective, he shouldn't have make that substitution. That was a wrong call for him.
And what happened after?
All right, so the sub he brought in, which is Eduardo Camavinga, so he came in, he's, less than a few minutes, he made a, stupid tackle, and then he got he got yellow card, and then from there, he made another foul, so, and he was, a little bit wasting time, so, so this, that referee wasn't taking it lightly, so he just gave him another yellow card and then red card, and then he was sent off. So that changed the entire game.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so that that changed the game, in Bayern's favor pretty much because Real Madrid are now 10-man in the pitch.
And then are they out of the league?
Well, yeah, Real Madrid is got eliminated, so Bayern Munich make it through to the semi-final.